I guess. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. Last night was the big night for Walking Dead fans. Now, full disclosure, I haven't watched Walking Dead in a few years now, mostly because I just don't like the way the show has been going. The quality of the show has really dipped in the past few years. They really went away from the source material of the comics. That was my biggest problem, was they went so far away from the source material. I know when you're adapting something, you take liberties and then you do what's best for you on film or, you know, in this case, it being a TV show. I understand that. But when you go so far that you alienate the fan base of the comics, then at this point, you know, I kind of jumped off. Not just the fact that they alienate the source material, but as a television show, it was just getting to the point where it was hard to watch. Where you were having like an hour and a half of standalone episodes with just Morgan. At this point, like, there was so much filler in the show that a lot of people just dropped off. I was one of those. So I knew that Andrew Lincoln was leaving. Last night was, in fact, his last episode. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people tuned in to see what happened. What happened to Andrew Lincoln? What happened to Rick Grimes? Well, I will tell you this. I did not watch the episode, but I did catch the clip of his heroic death. At least they had him go out heroically on screen. And it just goes to show you, like, this show needs to end. It really does. Now, we know that the actress who plays Maggie is also leaving this season. So you have arguably the two most important characters in the comic books right now, Rick Grimes and Maggie. Two of the most important characters in the comics that leads the survivors here to the new world is no longer going to be in the show. At this point, just cancel the show. Because, one, your ratings have dipped in half. Like you're like not by a couple 100,000, like in half. Like the ratings went completely split from last season to this season because people aren't liking what they are doing. Walking Dead fits a comic format where it's monthly and you can continue for infinity. As long as your comic keeps selling, you can continue for infinity. People don't want to tune into a show about zombies and never have a closer, never have any kind of ending in sight. You can do that with comic books. Superman, Batman, Spider-Man has been going on for decades. You can't do that with a show because you need to eventually have an ending. Now, you killed Carl. You killed Rick. Maggie's leaving. I mean, not to mention the plethora of great characters that was killed off early in the show's series. Like they killed Andrea in season 3. Andrea ended up being with Rick, and Andrea didn't die in the comic books until like maybe a few months ago, maybe like a year ago. And Carl and Rick are so important in the comic books, and they just kill Carl. Now they kill Rick. Maggie's next on the list. The show is a shell of his former self. Yes, the first 4 seasons, this show was like the peak, man. It was breaking all kinds of records on TV. But the problem is, this type of format doesn't fit long-term storytelling. People want closure. They want like Game of Thrones. We know we're getting a final season. Sopranos, you get a final season. Breaking Bad, you get a final season. Where's the final season of Walking Dead? Are they going to find a cure? That's not going to happen in the comics. The comics could last another 40 to 50 years. That can't happen on the show. It's a different format. It's a different medium. And you can see where people and fans are slowly just dropping off. And Norman Reedus, no disrespect to Norman Reedus. I like Norman Reedus a lot. He's not going to be able to carry the show on his own. All the fan favorites are gone. Andrew Lincoln was the heart of the show. And now you lost the heart of the show. So this wasn't necessarily a rant on The Walking Dead in general. It just bothers me how they managed to mess it up so much. And I think in the last few years, Robert Kirkman, the creator of Walking Dead, was no longer attached to the show. So that also explains like why it splintered off so badly. And I just think that they don't understand really what they have now. And they're kind of worried and they're fumbling and they're trying to figure it out. And it came to the point where Andrew Lincoln was like, look, this show has no ending. I can't keep doing this for the rest of my life. I got other things I want to do. I want to go play Mr. Fantastic in the MCU. That's not true. That's a pipe dream for me. But that's what it came down to. These actors have been doing this for years. They see the show has no final season in line. They see that it has no ending. And they just kind of want to go do something else. That's the real reason why Andrew Lincoln left. He just got tired of doing this every year. He doesn't want to do this for infinity. But anyway, that's my thoughts. I guess they had him go out heroically, I guess, if that's what you want to call blowing yourself up on a bridge. But whatever, I digress. What do you guys think? Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.